And welcome back once again to Tolerance Oval Abu Dhabi. It's a super Sunday. We're expecting to have another cracker of a day. Two back-to-back contests starting off with match number 13. It's going to be played between Evergreen Real Estate against UUDS Tuskers. Of course, both the teams, they have gone on to win a game and also have a lost in the points table. So this is a very important game for both the sides to ensure they get to the winning streak. Right there in the middle with the two captains for the all-important toss. We're here in the heart of the UAE Tolerance Oval Abu Dhabi. We're all set for another cracking of a game. It's match number 13 of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026, and we're expecting to have another exciting game of cricket. It's now time to introduce you to the men who matter in the middle. On my left is the captain Umar Arshad of Evergreen Real Estate. On his left is Vikum, the captain of UUDS Tuskers, and on the extreme left is our match official, Mr. Preetham. Umar, you've got the coin. Please give it a spin.
Heads is the call, and it is tails.
Good start to the day, Umar Arshad, winning the toss. What's the plan?
We will bat first.
Well, a decent tournament so far. Lost in the last game, but I'm sure you've been taking a lot of positive from that game and you would want to win this special game.
It's look a fresh track, and we will try to make more than 200. And about the last game, yes, we lost the game, but I forgot it about that all game. So today is a new day, new game, so we have to win this game. We will try to make more than 200.
Umar Arshad, you have been a consistent performer for your team, any team you go on to play. So are we expecting to see you come up the order?
In all game I just come and I play with the enjoyment. It doesn't matter if I am performing, if not performing. Always everybody want to perform. I want to perform, but I enjoy the game. What happened then when I go outside the ground, I forget that everything.
Do you have any changes to playing 11?
Hafiz Afridi comes in.
Best of luck. Give us a good.
Thank you, sir.
Vikum, unfortunately, you lost the toss. If ever so, you would have won the toss. What was your plan to do on the surface?
We are already try to the bat first. That I think that even in I think good humidity is too hot. So it's okay. We'll try to do our best.
Well, you have a very good bowling lineup. So how much do you think you would want to restrict the opponents on this wicket?
Yeah, I think we can 150. We can chase.
Brilliant victory in the last game. How's the mood in the camp?
Yeah, we are so happy to good last game. So I think we can do the best then.
Yeah, changes to playing 11?
No, I think same. Yeah.
Best of luck. Give us a good game.
Thank you.
Well, that's the news, and the confirmation coming in from the centre is that Evergreen Real Estate, they won the toss and they've decided to bat first. Well, there you have it. Umar Arshad, the captain, winning the toss. He had absolutely no hesitations to be batting first on a very batting-friendly surface here in the Tolerance Oval. Let's have a rundown of the two playing 11s. Very talented-looking side, of course, of UUDS Tuskers. They would be riding high on confidence. Dylan, the captain, I think he was exceptional in the last match with his decision-making. And Akalanka, what a start he gave to his team. Almas Ayub, he's yet to fire in this tournament. He's someone that is a genuine match winner. You do expect him to score in this important encounter. Asal Sigera, what a phenomenal game he had in the last encounter where he was adjudged the player of the match. Excellent batting performance, of course. Did pick up important wickets. Demutu De Silva, another excellent talent. Mudita Lakshan, Muhammad Adil Hassan Khan, the speedster. Tharaka Dhananjaya, Thilan Gulnaratne, Vikum Costa, and Ravindra Sanjaya, the left-arm fast bowler, was very impressive. On the other end, plenty of well-known names in Evergreen Real Estate. Starting off, of course, the captain leading the side from the front, Umar Arshad. Ehsan Tareen, another very prolific hard-hitter batter. Danis Sarhadi, Another fine talent, Imran Javed, Mohammad Ikram, Hafiz Afridi. Well, we could be in for a lot of entertainment if Hafiz Afridi gets going this afternoon. Ikram Janjua, Ilyas Shah, Muhammad Ali, another excellent right arm medium pace bowler. Samira, the left arm speedster, alongside Imran Ayaz. So there you have it. Well, here we are. It's almost 5 p.m. here in the UAE. And this promises to be a very exciting, fascinating encounter between two sides who have done well. Of course, they do have a win under their belt. Of course, Evergreen Real Estate, they would think that they should have done a bit better in the last encounter. But then, I mean, talking about them, they're a quality side. As I did say, they've got some very well-known cricketers. There's one at the moment on your screen, of course, Danish Sarhadi, who's been given the role of an opener. He's someone who's a cricketer who likes to play those longer formats, a 50-over batter. But in the modern era, Danish Sarhadi will have to just go blast the innings. So they're going to start off with spin. That's an interesting move. They're having a long on in position alongside a deep square leg in position. So it's a 5-4 field, 5 members on the offside, and they've got 4 towards the leg side, which are fine leg. They've got a squarish short mid, a deep mid wicket, and I did mention long on. Right then, the umpires in the middle. We're just seconds away for another intriguing contest. It's match number 13 of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026, and this promises to be another exciting game of cricket. Imran Ayaz on the other end alongside Danish Sarhadi. I think he will look to go really hard in the first 6 overs, ensure he gets his team off to a flyer. Danish is someone who will take his time in the middle. He's someone who's technically very correct, does give a lot of value to his wicket. And on the other end, Imran Ayaz should be given the license to go hard early on with his innings. And there you go. The umpire is all set. And Dylan, he was all set until the umpire called play. Here we go. Right on the money. Now, of course, it's an afternoon game. The wicket is slightly on the drier end. We've played quite a few games on this very surface, and we've seen that the spinners, every time they look to give some air on the ball, they have managed to find some assistance and purchase of this track. Good to see Dylan Surabira, the captain. That's not the first time we're seeing Dylan, who's coming in the power play, starting off with the new ball. Swept away fine. And that's an excellent way to open your account. We haven't seen this shot much in this tournament. The sweep has completely gone out of equation. But yeah, if ever so, he would have missed this. I think there was an element of risk of getting edged LBW. Nonetheless, starts off well. Dylan wouldn't mind this. As a spinner, especially if you're a right arm finger spinner, you would never mind a batter to play you across the line. And I did mention that Dylan, he bowled it right onto the line of the stumps. Slightly shorter now. This is one indication that how true the surface is. You could see Dylan, he just slightly bowled it short, and Danish Sarhadi, all he did, he just rocked back at the back foot and just a nice little punch. And he's really timed it beautifully, finding the gap to get another boundary to his name. So he's off to a great start, already a couple of boundaries to his name. That's exactly what is required from someone who did get starts in this tournament, but just couldn't really carry on. Dylan, on the other end, he needs to be mindful that the margin of error on such tracks is so minimal. The sun is really beating down here, and Torrance Oval is extremely hot and humid. So it's not going to be all that easy for the players inside. Their fitness levels will surely be tested. Nicely done, Imran Ayaz, gently pushing it towards long on, or beg your pardon, towards the deep mid wicket. Gets a single to close out the first over. It's 10 for no loss. Ravindra Sanjaya to be sharing the new ball alongside his captain, who was not really finding his right lens, was bowling slightly shorter to Danish Sarhadi, and he was struck for a couple of boundaries. Now, Ravindra Sanjaya under the lights the other day, he was super impressive. The way he swung the ball and the way he was really bowling on such track where there was hardly anything for the bowlers. This man, Ravindra Sanjaya, was really making this new ball talk. And here he is again. Nice little punch. So a third man in position for Ravindra Sanjaya, and he's having a deep square leg. Now slips in place. Ravindra Sanjaya is someone who does have the tendency and the ability to really surprise the batter with one straightening towards the right-handers. That's where he gets those outside edges going, because he's someone who does have a very good control, someone who bowls with a lot of discipline. Good little punch once again. Imran Ayaz, he's doing a decent job at the moment. He knows that Danish is the one who's really middling and timing the ball well. So he's ensuring he gives the majority of the strike to Danish Sarhadi. And this is really a great opportunity. I mean, Umar Arshad, the captain, he did see that's a very good surface to bat on, was lucky winning the toss, and absolutely had no hesitations to be batting first on a batting paradise, I would call it, really. There's hardly anything which happens on this surface. Lovely delivery. That's the one which I was just mentioning before he delivered, that he has the ability to just straighten up as well. He's someone who won't really take the ball away from the right-handers, but yeah, the ball will hold its line and go straight towards the keeper. So the batter is always in two minds. It's really difficult to read him through his hand, through his fingers. You're really not sure what's coming next at you. Oh, beautifully ball. Again, the one which held its line, never really came in. He's such a smart and a canny bowler, Ravindra Sanjaya, and Danish Sarhadi. You can see that he wasn't comfortable yet again, and that's all because Ravindra Sanjaya, the lengths which he's been bowling, the channels which he's been bowling, has been the one where it's really difficult for the batter. Those teasing, nagging lengths, just short of the length. And he's yet again beaten Danish Sarhadi convincingly. So it's a good little contest between these two. Outside edge, and where's the slip? And this is what I just keep on repeating as a new ball bowler, left arm fast bowler. Why aren't you having a slip in position? That would have gone straight into his hands. The keeper, he did try his level best. He did attempt, but then it was always going to go away from him. Could have been a massive moment in the game if ever so. They would have gone on to pick Danis Sarhadi early in the power play. Still a bit defensive in his approach. Ravindra Sanjay, such a quality left arm bowler. And the pace which he possesses and the swing which he has on offer, he can always afford to have at least a slip in the first couple of overs. He bowled with the new ball. A dot to close out a decent over by Ravindra. It's 15 for no loss. An early change in the bowling option for Dylan, the captain, realizing that he wasn't really getting much out of this surface. So I think this is the right move. Mohammad Adil Hassan, he's having a great run in this tournament so far. And that was a good delivery by Mohammad Adil. Kept his eyes on the ball right till the end and then just glided it for a couple of runs. He wouldn't mind this, Mohammad Adil Hassan. That was a very good delivery. I mean, surprising the batter. And I'm not too sure if Imran Ayaz was expecting this sharp bumper straight away on the very first delivery he's bowled. And he too is someone who's got a very long run up. He's tall. He's got those broad shoulders. Very nice, smooth, rhythmic action. And got a very nice high arm action as well. Nicely done. That's a perfect delivery. The consistency has been lacking from some of the fast bowlers I've seen in this tournament. And that's all because they get a little carried away when they see that they're not really getting wickets. And I think they just need to be a little calm out there as they're aware that it's such kind of a wicket where there's really not much help for the fast bowlers. So when you're aware of that, all you need to do is just go back to simple basics. Now that's been punched away very nicely and it's past the fielder and Imran Ayaz too gets a boundary. Yeah, he wanted to go fuller, but the problem was that if ever so he would have missed his length, which he did eventually, it would have turned out into a full toss. And yeah, it was a juicy full toss. Imran Ayaz punching it beautifully. So it's a really good start for Evergreen Real Estate. The toss made a big difference. And I think both the teams wanted to bat first on this wicket. They want to pile runs on the board. And that's much better. They're having a short midfielder. The motto and the objective in the first 6 overs, the power play, you need to be on your toes. You need to attack the batters. I mean, Danis Sarhadi, he hasn't really gone after the bowlers. And also, he's someone, the gameplay he has, the way he bats, he's someone who's technically very correct. You won't really see him stepping down the ground or trying to play any cross-batted shots. He's a complete batter who plays the ball along the carpet. Oh, how close was this to be knocking the stumps? And there you go, Imran Ayaz. He was all over the place. Ball did hurry on to Imran Ayaz, but lucky. That could have been easily gone onto the stumps if ever so. He wouldn't have gotten the bounce. Good over in the end by Muhammad Adil Hassan. He's given only 7 in his third. It's 22 for no loss. It's been a watchful start for Evergreen Real Estate. Of course, when you toss batting first, that was a good decision. Ravindra on the other end, he's having a good tournament. That's a short delivery. It's been pummeled away towards long on. Gets another boundary to his name. So they've made their intentions clear. Danish is someone who will look to stay out in the middle. And Imran Ayaz, look at this, clearing his front leg. And really going hard after Ravindra Sanjay. He's not letting him settle. So already a boundary to his name. And that too in the first ball of this over will be putting an extra bit of pressure on Ravindra. Flicked away beautifully. That's a gorgeous shot. Imran Ayaz, he's picked the length so early and lovely flick of the wrist. I'm sure he would have enjoyed this. Gets back-to-back boundaries. You need somebody like Imran Ayaz in your team. Of course, we did see what Hamid Khan did yesterday afternoon. He just went berserk. I mean, he was dealing in sixes. He was on the verge of hitting 6 sixes in an over. Ended up with 31 runs. Oh, what a brilliant catch. And Ravindra Sanjaya has the last laugh. Well, this is beautifully done. He's taken the pace off Ravindra. The ball ever so slightly did hold up into the surface. And how about the catch? You could watch this all day long, but that's a big blow. It was a promising start by Imran Ayaz, but that was more like a fielding practice. Really, he's gifted his wicket. It's 26 for 1. Well, this is a very interesting move. They've opted to promote Hafiz Afridi, and I think this is a wise move because Hafiz Afridi is in some touch this tournament. Who can forget his heroics in the first game he played, and he was having a great time in the middle. He's someone who will really take on any kind of bowling attack. And there you go, straight away, plays it towards long off. Hasn't really timed it, but will open his account with a couple of runs. Talking about the temperature here in Abu Dhabi, I think it's very hot and sunny with the high near almost 38 degrees, which is around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and really it feels like almost 44, 45 degrees. And of course, we do expect it to be the same until the next hour or so. Oh, that is high up in the air. And for a moment, Hafiz Afridi, I think his heart would have been in his mouth because that went nowhere. Could have really gone into the hands. They had a fielder placed towards the deep square leg just for this kind of a shot because Hafiz won't really hold back. Well, really, I was just talking about the weather, and we need to praise the umpires here. I mean, the fielders, they have the privilege to move around the fielders, of course, but the umpires, they have to stay static, they have to stay still each and every over. Really, I mean, hats off to these unsung heroes in the middle, doing a fine job. Lovely delivery that just got big on Danish. What an exciting over comes to the end. It's 33 for 1. Well, Muhammad Adil Hassan, he's having a good tournament. I remember in the last game, he was really bending his back. He's someone who at times does spray the ball a little bit, but he's a genuine wicket taker, and that's why he's in the side. He bowls with a lot of pace, and these kind of bowlers in your side, they make a vast difference. They get you wickets. They do bowl a couple of loose deliveries. They go for runs, but eventually, once they're done and dusted with their spell, they go on to bag in 2 to 3 wickets for their team every single game consistently. Oh, careful, Danish Hardy. That's not the way he really plays. He tried to create some room. And Danish Hardy, I mean, by no means he's a power hitter. He really is someone who will give a lot of time into the wicket, someone who constructs his innings. It's a very mature cricketer, but that shot, I'm not too sure. He's getting a little agitated and fidgety, and the hitting role and the job should be given to Hafiz Afridi. Danish should just stay in the middle. Again, getting big on him, and he's ball watching. Hafiz Afridi wants a single. Careful. You've already lost a wicket. And I think that has really struck him hard. I'm not too sure if it's, yeah, I think it's the forearm. And surely he will be needing the medical attention. He seems to be okay. Danish Sarhadi did get the much needed medical attention. And also the magic spray was out. Oh, in fact, yeah, he seems not to be okay. You wouldn't want Danish Sarhadi to be getting injured so early in this tournament. His presence is so important. He's really an asset to have in your team. Hasn't really got going, as I did mention, but this is a great opportunity for him. And when you have somebody like Hafiz Afridi on the other end, your job becomes even more simpler. You don't really have to do anything silly or try to just manufacture a shot out of nowhere. He did try to do so, which is not the right approach, I believe. He can just stay out there for the next 10 to 12 overs and he will get those big runs. That's been crashed towards the deep mid wicket. That's a lovely shot. And Muhammad Adil Hassan just getting slightly predictable. Once again, banging it short. No deep mid wicket. They have a deep square leg. But yeah, he read the length way too early. And Danish Sarhadi has absolutely middled this. Gets a boundary to his name. It's a decent start for both the teams. They have the runs on the board, but yes, they have lost an important wicket. On the other end, the fast bowlers, they've done a decent job. Of course, Sanjaya was the one who picked up a wicket. Slightly fuller, but should consider himself lucky. That was a half volley. You can see he was trying to find the gap, but unlucky for Danish. So even though he's been pumped for a boundary in this over, still very economical. Only 5 runs. Just needs to bowl one more good delivery. It's going to be so interesting to see as to when does Asal Segera come into ball. I think Asal Segera could be the one to come in ball. Maybe straight after the power play to Hafiz Afridi. And he's someone who will really look to go hard against the fast bowlers. 33 for 1. So just a couple of overs for the left arm medium pacer. And he's been removed from the attack, and in comes Hafiz Almas, another bowler who has vast experience to come into ball with the new ball. Gets a lot of bounce and kick off the wicket. And he's someone who's also very disciplined. Now this is going to be close, directed, and I think Danish Sarhadi, he was falling short. And yet again, we are seeing both these batters having a mix-up in the middle. I think they just need to have a quick word with each other and just ensure the calling is loud and clear. That's the most horrible way to get out, especially in the power play when you have already gotten a start and you don't really have many runs under your name in the tournament, and then you get yourself run out. That's one of the most horrible ways to give away your wicket. Slightly upish and away from the mid-on fielder. It's a slap from Hafiz Afridi. Almas Ayub opting to bang in short, but Hafiz Afridi is severe. If he sees anything short, look at this. He's danced down the track and he's belted it hard. Gets a boundary to his name. So the intentions are very clear from Hafiz Afridi. He's been sent out at number 3 position for a purpose. And that's all because They want Hafiz Afridi to go out there and get a quick 30-40 for his team. Now this is up in the air. And lucky, it really could have gone anywhere. It was more like a slog. Now this could be close as well. Again, a bit of a mix-up. On the other end, it's a direct hit. Oh, it's all happening out there. A very eventful delivery where we could have seen a catch being taken and then a run out at the strikers end. And then, of course, Danis Sarhadi doing well, ensuring he crosses the line. And it was a good little direct hit towards the non-strikers end stumps. But lucky surviving on all three occasions in one single delivery. Hafiz Almas on the other end. He's someone who will really keep on coming hard at you. Maybe now thinking of making a change in the field. I think they can ask the third man to come in the circle. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. So they're getting the third man in the circle. They're now pushing the short mid towards the deep mid wickets. Yeah, you do expect him to bowl short now. You do have a deep square leg. And you have a deep mid wicket. But Hafiz Afridi, if he connects, there's no point even if you have how many fielders towards the leg side. Lovely delivery. Excellent variation. Now, this is where now you need somebody like Hafiz Almas Ayub. He's been here in the domestic arena. He's played a lot of cricket the past 4 or 5 seasons. Played with a lot of teams, of course. He was first a product of 7 districts and did extremely well. And here he is now. He's been given a role, a responsibility to come in and bowl one over in the power play. Yeah, this is really smart bowling. Almas Ayub, he's aware, of course, these two are good friends off the field and they know their strengths and weaknesses. This is where clearly you can see Hafiz Almas Ayub, he's ensuring he doesn't give any pace whatsoever. Hafiz Afridi, he really wants the heat and pace towards him. He loves to play against fast bowlers who clock somewhere around 130, 135. But Hafiz Almas, a clever operator, he's not giving him any pace to work with. Last delivery of the power play. Yeah, eventually he's done extremely well after he was hit for a boundary. Has made a good little comeback. Power play done and dusted. It's 46 for 1. So straight away after the power play, this is exactly what I did predict, that they're going to get the player of the match in the last contest. Asad Segera had a great evening, took his team over the line, got those important runs with the bat, and now here he is with the ball straight after the power play. It's going to be interesting every time he bowls to Hafiz Afridi. Hafiz Afridi did try to swing his bat hard against Hafiz Almas in the last over with the minimal success. But this is going to be a little challenge. Danis Sarhadi, I don't really think he's going to take charge against Asad Segera. He's someone who will construct his innings, just wait for a loose delivery, someone who really plays along the carpet. Yeah, just like that. Nicely done. On the other end, of course, Hafiz Afridi, his role is defined. He's been sent up the order, promoted this afternoon. And yeah, it's going to be a real treat to watch if Hafiz Afridi gets going. There will be a lot of sixes that we will witness. Oh, some improvisation. That's something which you don't really see from Hafiz Afridi. Good that he's already gotten a start. So 2 batters now set in the middle. But it's not going to be all that easy against somebody like Asad Segera. He's got the knack of reading the batters so well that he delivers the ball after he reads the batter's feet movement and then delivers right till the end. And as I did mention, it's that kind of a wicket where it's so difficult to get any kind of turn assistance. Look at this, it's coming onto the bat so nicely. And Asal Segera is someone who does have the ability to turn the ball. He's got an excellent arm delivery, but as you can see, the first 5 deliveries, nothing whatsoever has happened. Such a great wicket to bat on, and this is where I believe it's a great chance for the batters to get those big runs. After getting a good start by Danis Sarhadi, he has a perfect opportunity to get his team quick 40-50. Excellent over by Asel. It's 51 for 1. .51 on the board. So far, it's pretty even, Steven. Both the teams will be pleased with the start they've gotten. Hafiz Almas will continue now. I think he will enjoy this little phase, this passage, because he's got extra protection. He's got a deep third man in position, a deep cover. He's got the long on in position, so mid-off is in the circle. And also he has a deep square leg alongside a deep mid-wicket. So you don't expect Hafiz Almas to bowl anything fuller. Maybe just surprise one with bringing it sharply in towards the stumps, towards the right-handers. But otherwise you will see a lot of short stuff, pace-off deliveries, cutters, slow bumpers. That is what he's a specialist of. Yeah, there you go. That's the one which he's opted to go right onto the line of the stumps, fuller, straighter. But Hafiz is done well. And also UUDS Tuskers bowlers, they've done exceptionally well to keep Hafiz Afridi quiet. Usually the 13 deliveries he's faced, you see him getting 25-30 runs very quickly, comes into bat at number 6, number 7 position and really blasts the bowling. Today he's been promoted up the order, and of course it's quite simple at why he was sent up the order. And this is such kind of a track where you need to get around 190, even 200 we've seen easily being chased down. We've seen Dubai Royals, they went on to score 252 on this track. So yeah, they do have a lot of wickets in their hands, but maybe after this over, they need to target someone. I'm not too sure if they could target Asal Segera. He's having A great run so far in this tournament. He's been amongst the top wicket takers. Someone very miser, doesn't really give you many runs to work with. Hafiz Almas is doing a great job. Something's got to give now. Boundaries have dried up, and that's all because of some very smart bowling. So they've done their homework against these batters. Danish Sarhadi is someone you can just keep on bowling in the right areas, and he won't really go hard at you. He's constantly going to look to pick up singles and ensure he gives a lot of strike to Hafiz Afridi. But the positive news is that the bowlers, they even haven't given any freebies to Hafiz Afridi. They know each and every single delivery counts because that man deals only in boundaries and sixes. So quite contrasting as to what we are seeing, the way he's batting. Oh, this could be a soft dismissal. It is eventually. Yeah, his innings wasn't going anywhere. You could see Danish Sarhadi. He was getting a little agitated, but that ball really jacked into Danish Sarhadi. Came in very sharply and surprised him eventually. And in the end, Danish will have to walk back towards the pavilion. It's 54 for 2. But they're going along extremely well at the moment, UUDS Tuskers, after they were put into bowl first. Dylan, the captain, he's making the right call so far with the rotation of his bowlers. Hafiz Almas has been quite economical, and some disciplined bowling finally has gotten him his first wicket. Ikram gets a single to close out another successful over for Hafiz Almas. Ayub is 55 for 2. They've kept things relatively tight in the middle. We haven't really seen any kind of looseness or freebies from these bowlers. They didn't have the best of starts, mind you. They went on to lose their first game, but then the last victory has really now charged them up. You can see the energy levels are high in the center. That's a very important game, of course, for both the teams. Evergreen Real Estate losing their last encounter. And this is a passage where I think the men in blue, they've got a perfect chance to ensure they don't allow the batters to rotate strike. And also good to see that the captain, he's asked his fielders to come 5 steps ahead from the 30-yard circle, really not allowing Mohammad Ikram to get off strike easily. That's very good aggressive captaincy. And this is what you would always want to do when a new batter walks in. You wouldn't want him to take a single and get off strike because he is in a bit of pressure. There's not many runs on the board. So he has a big responsibility and a job on his shoulders. That is to ensure he keeps the run ticking. Hafiz Afridi. It's very surprising. I did say that this is something which we don't really see. Run ball 15. We'll have to wait and see as to when does he explode. Oh, could have been straight into the hands of Asal Segera now. Hafiz Almas and Asal Segera, they're doing a fine job for the team. Very economical, so disciplined. And the lengths which he's opted to ball. Look at this. The effort which he's putting in the center is absolutely incredible. 56 for 2. One thing I can assure you that it's never going to be easy to get runs against somebody like Mudita Lakshan. I've seen him bowl in the last couple of games. He's very deceptive. I mean, he runs in so hard, and then when he delivers, the ball never really arrives at you. He bowls those lovely cutters. On occasions, he does offer a bit of pace as well, but you will see majority of the deliveries, he will opt to take the pace off. And he ensures he keeps it slightly on the fuller side, because obviously if you try to bowl a slower one, if it's just a little bit short, batters, they have all the time in the world to rock back and hit it anywhere out of the ground. Now there you go. He's forced this shot towards the deep square leg. Gets only a single. Can't recall when was the last time they struck a boundary. Surely there will be a mini meeting, as we will be going to a much needed drinks break. Players, they need to ensure they keep themselves well hydrated under these tough conditions. It's very hot, it's humid, hardly can see any trees fluttering. You can also see the shirts of the cricketers. Not much breeze, to be honest. Compared to yesterday, I think it's much more humid today, and hats off really to these men who are doing extremely well even in these tough conditions. So you need to get the ORS, the electrolytes going in your system, and ensure you're well hydrated in such climate and conditions. On the other end, Ikram, he's got a big job in his hands. He too is someone who can really take this innings right till the end. That's what is required from Ikram this afternoon. Shot delivery's been muscled away, and finally they somehow get a boundary. And that's exactly I mentioned. If you bowl slower and if it's shorter, the batter will have all the time in the world, rock back, and he can hit anywhere he wants. And that's exactly what happened. So if ever so he wants to bowl these slower deliveries, the back of the hand, it has to be full. Anything short, that was a prime example. Mohammad Ikram will really thrash you anywhere he wants to. So welcome boundary before the drinks break, and just one last delivery of the 10th over. Another short delivery pulled away. Will only be a single, and the first passage of play has surely gone into the favor of UUDS Tuskers. 10 overs gone, and the players will take drinks. We're back after the drinks break, and so far the men in blue will be the happier bunch after they've gotten two important wickets. Of course, the last victim was Danis Sarhadi. Did get off to a good start, did get his eye in the middle, and just when he had to accelerate and really get going, Hafiz Almas pulled a beautiful delivery, really came in sharply in towards him, and nothing much he could have done. So sorry departure for him as well. And now the two batters. The question is, when does Hafiz Afridi look to go big? We're into the 11th over, even 161.70. It's not enough on this wicket. Here we go. He stepped down the ground, but doesn't really time it. Trying to hit hard, Ikram. So you can see both the batters, they've played quite a few deliveries, and it's high time either of the batters. I think it has to be Hafiz Afridi because he was sent for a purpose and a role. Improvisation, and finally he does get the desired connection. He did try to play this shot quite often, but with not much of success. But yeah, that was a good little shot. You could see that he did play it, but played it so late. So also he wasn't expecting him to really switch it. Gets a boundary. Run a ball 21 for Hafiz Afridi. Very unlike Hafiz Afridi. Remember, he got 60 odd and 20 deliveries in the first game he played. Today it's a different story. Another one, and again, same results, back-to-back boundaries. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much you can do as a bowler when the batter is switching and playing these kind of shots. I think he just needs to slow down Asal Segera. He's bowling way too quick, and that is what has really helped Hafiz Afridi to get another boundary. If ever so, he bowls a bit more slower through the air don't think the ball will have enough legs to go towards the boundary. Might just balloon up in the air. This time he smashes it down the ground, only a single, but it has been a useful over for Evergreen Real Estate. It's the end of over number 11, 77 for 2. Nicely ball, thick outside edge, and it's a lightning quick outfield here in the Tolerance Oval. So if ever so you do get gaps, wasn't the most convincing of strokes. He wanted to just defend it, but lucky for Hafiz, he gets a boundary eventually. So they're getting the runs now. That was a good delivery though, but just should consider himself a little unlucky. Yeah, he's read the slower one. Interesting shot offered by Hafiz Afridi, but couldn't really time it. Yeah, if ever so he wanted to get maximum result, he had to use a lot of power behind the shot because there was no pace offer. It was a slower delivery. You can see that it took forever to reach Hafiz Afridi now. Ikram, what does he do? Because he too is someone who really will look to go hard against the bowlers. He's gotten his eye in the middle. Oh, that is a horrible delivery, and this will be 3 wides given to the opponents. What is the election? Hasn't been up to the mark now. This could be a run out. So a couple of very useful overs in the favor of Evergreen Real Estate. Mudita should really do as to what he's good in. I'm not too sure why is he offering a lot of pace to these batters. The variation is something which he really relies on, and he's been finding a lot of success if every time he does go on to bowl the variations, taking the pace off. He bowled one loose delivery where he did take pace off and he was smashed for a boundary because it was too short. Otherwise, every time he bowls a little fuller with pace off, boundary hasn't been conceded. Picked away. There you go. That's exactly I'm mentioning. Because when you have no pace to work with, you really have to swing your bat hard. And from that end, when you're bowling from the pavilion end, the leg side is the longest part of this ground, somewhere around 75 meters or so. So you really need to hit cleanly to get maximum results. Decent partnership now being stitched between Hafiz Afridi and Ikram. They need to bat for another 4 to 5 overs, especially the likes of Hafiz Afridi. He can really provide that much needed push and impetus to the innings. And of course, he's well set as well. Yeah, that was not the best of shot selections. And quite surprisingly, they haven't taken a single because the keeper didn't collect it cleanly. That was an easy single, and yeah, they're having a conversation now. Quick word. I think Hafiz wasn't sure, or he didn't see that the keeper missed it. And then whilst they were thinking of coming for for the single, they decided let's not take any chance. This is up in the air. Could be a chance. And that's exactly what was required. Pace off full, and he did bowl into his area, and he had to use a lot of force. And in the end, easy catch in the deep. So Mudita finally gets a wicket to his name on his very last delivery of the second over he's bowled. 87 for 3. Well, I think this is a really good move. In comes someone who's a very fierce striker of the ball, Umar Arshad. He can really blast the bowling, and good to see that he's come out early in the innings because you need those quick runs on the board. And that man on your screen, Umar Arshad, he is someone who can really get you those quick, fiery 30, 40 runs. That's exactly what they need. And that's the reason the captain is out there. He wants to take the charge. He wants to take the responsibility on his shoulders. On the other end, Ikram playing a runner ball at the moment. He's been kept quiet. Just that one boundary, I guess, he scored. And this is really good time also for Wickham to come into ball because you've got a new batter at the crease. But we could be in for a lot of entertainment if Umar Arshad stays in the middle, because Umar Arshad, I've seen a lot of Umar Arshad in the past, and he's been a very consistent performer. Every time he goes on to play for any team, he's someone who's quite an experienced cricketer. He's played a lot of cricket back in Pakistan as well. Umar Arshad, the captain, someone who's very confident as well. During the toss, I remember he mentioned that he wants to win this important encounter, and I did ask him that, are we expecting to see you come up the order, because you're someone who's been really getting those runs for your team every time it's required. And here he is promoting himself up the order. So a lot is now expected from the captain Umar Arshad. On the other end, Vikram Costa, he's doing a fine job. He's given only 1 run. So bowling has been very disciplined. Beautifully ball. That's a lovely delivery. Might as well just have a slip in place. Why not? Couple of good quiet overs. Wickham, he's given only 1 run so far. And that will be the end of an excellent over by Wickham. It's 88 for 3. Captain Dylan Suravira has used his bowlers quite wisely in this contest. It's an important game for both the sides. Of course, UUDS Tuskers winning an important game. Asal Segera was the player of the match. He has one more over to be bowled. Surely you will see him soon. But quite a few options have been utilized in this innings by the captain Dylan. A really good start by Mudita. A total of 7 bowlers have been used by the captain Dylan. Of course, he did start off this innings. The first over he bowled gave 10 runs. And that was a really good move. He realized that there's not much happening in the wicket. So this is where he opted to remove himself from the attack and straight away got Muhammad Adil. He did exceptionally well, gave only 13 runs with the economy of 6.5, and then Hafiz Almas, another bowler who's found success on the track, but there was hardly anything to offer for the spinner or the medium paces. Mudita is bowling excellent delivery. He's asking the question now. This is a very close call. That ball never really bounced and it did keep low. And that was a very enthusiastic appeal by Mudita Lakshan. He thought he had a genuine case, not so the umpire. Umpire standards here has been absolutely top notch. We've seen some brilliant decisions made by the umpires in this tournament. Hardly have we seen any decision going wrong. Mudita on the other end. He's been a little expensive in this encounter. In the second over he bowled was a little wavered. But every time he bowls full without any pace, he's found quite a bit of success. Omar Arshad takes a single and does the right thing, wants to give the majority of the strike to someone who's now already played a lot of deliveries. He's gotten off to a start and it's high time really. Kram should get going. Another swing and a miss. Pressure is mounting on Evergreen Estate. With the way they're going, the required, or beg your pardon, the net run rate they've achieved at the moment is below 7 runs per over. Projected score, you can see underneath the scorecard, it's 135. That is surely not going to be enough, and I think they will get more than 135. They should be able to get 150, considering they have a few batters left after this. That's going to be wide, surely. Yeah. That's the right call made by the umpire. And Mudita Lakshan, all he has to do now is just keep things simple. He's just trying to bowl quick. He's trying to do a bit too much. He's overdoing it. All he has to do is just bowl it fuller and onto the stumps. Now, this is high up in the air. And a bit of a fumble will only be a single eventually. So it's not that it's a wicket where it's really difficult to get going and get those boundaries and maximum. Sometimes you really need to praise the bowling efforts as well. The captain Dylan, he's been switched on. You can see that he's used quite a few bowlers. Vikram Costa was the one who was introduced in the last over, where he was the 7th change, mind you, and he gave only 1 run. It just shows the quality which the captain has in his armory. He's got a lot of options. He's been blessed with so many bowling options in his team, and so far all of them have delivered. Very good economy for everyone who's come into bowl so far. Mudita has been a little expensive, and that's all because he's been a little off target this afternoon. Another single. Boundaries are difficult to come by. I think they need to get a move on now. The next over, surely they need to get going. 95 for 3. Wickham Costa will continue, and rightfully so. Just he's given only 1 run in the first over. His ball so economical. It's been impressive through so far in this tournament. And I think I don't think it will be a right idea to continue with Midhood, because you could see that he was struggling to find his right lens, especially. So maybe Asal Segera could be the right option. Being a spinner, he has one more over. This is not timed all that well, but still he's found the gap. Excellent inside out stroke, too full by Wickham. And Mohammad Ikram saw the opportunity and has nicely placed it into perfection to get a boundary to his name. So just 1 run away to be getting the 100 for Evergreen Real Estate. Yeah, they need a couple of huge overs. They need it right now. So yeah, I was just mentioning Asal Segera should be the one to come into ball next, because you don't want to be holding him back. As a spinner, you don't want a bowler to come into ball the 18th, 19th or the 20th over. Who can forget that 1 over where Wahab Hassan, the left arm spinner of 7 districts, came into ball the last over, and he did concede those 20 runs, and 7 districts, they went on to lose the game. That was such an unbelievable performance by Abu Dhabi Smashers. Of course, they do have a game after this evening. And what a phenomenal tournament they're having in this tournament. Already couple of wins to their name. They would want to continue with their winning streak, of course. Zain Butt, one of their leaders, he's been very, very smart. We know that is a very balanced side. Of course, Kauna Datta, the captain, he's been exceptional throughout. Oh, beautifully ball. That one did hold its line. It's gone away from Omar Arshad. You can see he's been bamboozled. The one which most of the batters don't read. So another good over so far. Omar Arshad will surely now have the license to go hard against the spinners. Nicely done. Beautifully punched. Will retain strike for the next over. It's 102 for 3. So we could be in for some fireworks. Omar Arshad, pretty much known for his big hitting ability. On the other end, Ikram, I think, will now look to cut loose. Almas Ayub, so far, he's had good outing with the ball. And he's someone who hasn't gotten runs in this tournament so far. Hafiz Almas, beg your pardon. He's such a quality batter as well. I would call more like a batting all-rounder, more than his bowling. I admire his batting, but lately he's looked a little off color. He's someone that can blast the bowling, any kind of bowling attack in front of him on his given day. Almas Ayub is someone who can really take the bowling apart. But yeah, this could just be his afternoon. He's done exceptionally well so far with the ball. And somebody like Hafiz Almas Ayub, I would really want him to see come up the order. I mean, if ever so, I was the coach of a team where Hafiz Almas is playing, I'm going to give him the role of an opener, at least for 5 games, and see how he does. I'm going to ask him to just go out and open. I'm not going to give him many instructions because I know how he plays. So I don't think so. He's someone who would need a lot of coaching and advice. Let him do what he's doing. Just send him out to open for the 5 games. And that's it. Be it. Let's see what he does. He's such a destructive batter. I've seen him winning games for his teams. And here he is. And also he's done exceptionally well. Even in the last season, was scoring quite a few runs. He surely worked hard on his fitness as well. Surely he's cut down a lot of weight as well, Hafiz Almas Ayub. He's a thorough gentleman off the field. Somebody who will fight right till the end. And also gives his 100% every time he goes in the ground. Call is for 2. He's ran the first one hard. Oh, they're going for it. No, Omar Arshad needs to be careful. There was never a 2 there. So it has been a very impressive performance. Omar Arshad, the captain, who's out there winning the toss, batting first. Their batting hasn't clicked, which is quite unfortunate because we know the top batters they had, Hafiz Afridi, of course, Danish Sarhadi. Those are quality batters. And the 2 out there in the middle, Ikram and Omar Arshad, we know the damage that these 2 can cause. But at times you need to really appreciate and praise the bowlers. But this time I think he's got clean connection and he'll get half a dozen to his name. That's much more like it. Hafiz Almas Ayub just missing his length ever so slightly. And Ikram has clubbed this for a much needed maximum. So what was turning out to be a good little over for Hafiz Almas eventually has now resulted into 9 runs. And Ikram will surely have the license to go hard on anything which comes to his way. Don't expect Hafiz Almas to take pace off. I think he might just go full and straight. Oh, that is a horrid delivery. Maybe just has slipped out of his hand, but yeah, that's a huge wide. So 112 is what they've gotten. We've got another 25 deliveries. 25 deliveries, 50 more. Yeah, pretty much possible. I'm not too sure if that too is going to be enough. 165, even 170 on this kind of a track. It's going to be very challenging for the bowlers of Evergreen Real Estate. Of course, they do have quite a few talented bowlers in the lineup. A single to close out a useful over for Evergreen Real Estate. It's 113 for 3. So far, they've been very economical and tight. No signs of Asal Segera. He has 1 more over. I'm not too sure if now it could be the right time to bring him. Ravindra Sanjaya, he's having a fantastic tournament so far. He bowls quick and he's very lethal when it comes to be bowling with the old ball as well. Balls with a lot of control. He won't really swing the ball, but then the accuracy he provided even in the last encounter was quite admirable. So here he is. He will be bowling to a set batter, Ikram. It's going to be a good little contest. Fine is in the circle. They do have a deep third man alongside a long on, deep square, deep mid wicket. So you do expect Ravindra also to bowl on the shorter end. Starts off really well. It's a good length delivery and they've opted to take a single. Now Omar Arshad, he's gotten his eye in the middle. He hasn't gotten many of opportunities in this tournament so far, but this is a great chance for Umar Rashid to really get back to his form. He is someone who can provide much needed impetus into the innings, get you quick 30, 35 odd. But yeah, I think now you might just see Umar Rashid clearing his front leg and go for a big shot. No, in fact, he's opted to bring Ikram back on strike. So dealing in singles at the moment. Even 190, 200 we've seen being easily chased down. And as the evening progresses, this wicket even gets much better. We saw that it was coming onto the bat so nicely in the evening. And what a fantastic game we had last evening between two talented teams. Well, that surely is going to be a wide. I mean, there was so much at stake for Dala Battery Gorilla 11. They had to win the game to really stay alive in the contest, but they held their nerves. Kelvin Cricket Club, I mean, they were down and out. They needed runner ball. They had plenty of wickets in their hands. Dala Battery Gorilla 11 but just faltered. It was Rahman Zafar with his heroics. He bowled exceptionally well. And it was that wicket of Aditya Shetty. It just completely turned the table and turned the game. Call is for two. I don't think so. They're going to come back with a second, just a single. And also, they started off so well. They were 56 for 2 in 5.3, I can recall. And then they lost a lot of wickets in a span of 9 deliveries. 9 runs, beg your pardon. And a collective performance. I think a lot of credit needed to be given to the captain, Mitch Van Wyk. He made some very brave decisions. That one over where he brought Talha into the attack, where other bowlers, they were bowling exceptionally well. It's going to be a dot. So that one over, I remember Talha, he was brought in a stage where the batters were really going hard at them. But he took his chances and he bowled a lovely over, gave 4 runs. And the second over, he was 2. He did bowl economical over. And then, of course, came in to bowl the last over and got those 2 wickets and wrapped up the innings. And it was Kelvin Cricket Club. They snatched a victory from Dala Battery Gorilla 11 and they have eliminated them out of the tournament. So they're still there in the contest. Kelvin Cricket Club. They could have won the second game too. That was a very close call. They had their game in their hands but just faltered in the latter part of the innings, and they eventually went on to lose a very important game. King of Sultans, they chased it down in the last over with 2 balls to spare and they won by 4 wickets. And talking about Ravindra Sanjaya, he's having a great outing. He's really making life tough for the batters. It's 117 for 3. Well, the sun is now setting here in Abu Dhabi, and the weather is getting slightly cooler as to what, if you compare the last hour or so, it was hot and humid, but it's getting much better for the players inside the middle. Ikram is still out there. Hafiz Almas will be bowling his last over. Call is for two, but Omar Arshad showing no interest whatsoever, wants to take strike. I think Omar Arshad should just swing hard on anything which comes to his way. Sanjay, of course, bowled exceptionally well in his last over, deceived him by an extra bit of pace, and also was getting quite a bit of bounce. There was swing on offer ever so slightly, but did ball really well. Omar, he has surely now gotten his eye in the middle. He's played 15 deliveries. Needs to get on with the game. Slashed away. That is a terrific shot. And this is the Omar Arshad we know. And he's on song. He looks so classy and elegant. And look at the control and the balance, the composure he's shown. Just giving a glimpse as to what he used to be. I remember Omar Arshad. He's such a classical batter. But lately he hasn't been playing a lot of games. So it will take a bit of time for him to get back into form. Pretty known figure, of course, here in the UAE is the man on your screen, Omar Arshad. Of course, a very jolly character off the field, always has a joke or two to crack. Yeah, he's a lovely personality, very humble human being. Nicely bowled, Almas Ayub, just taking the pace off, intending to bowl short. But UUDS Tuskers, they didn't mind to bowl first. Dylan Suravira, the captain, will be a happy man. Akalanko on the other end, he will come out to open, and that is one man who's been providing a lot of entertainment in this ground. He comes hard towards the bowlers. He is someone who really takes charge against any kind of bowling attack. That's the way he plays, and so far he has found success in this tournament. This could be a run out, surely. Omar Arshad was desperate to take a single, but you can see Muhammad Ikram, he showed absolutely no interest whatsoever. And another wicket has fallen, and it's the captain who will have to go. Yeah, you can see it was Omar who wanted a single. Ikram did start off, but then just denied. And yeah, in the end, it's Omar Arshad who will have to go back. It's 122 for 4. Almas, he's had a decent outing this afternoon, bowled with a lot of control, did get some assistance from the surface, and every time he looked to bowl short, bringing the variations into play, it was very difficult to really get away against him. Ilyas Shah, the new batter, no time for him to settle in. He'll have to get on with the game, get on with the business, try to get a quick 20-25 for his team. He's certainly a capable batter. He could get those important runs, but Hafiz Almas, he's been impressive with the ball. Starts off nicely, just flicking it, and only a single is on offer. It's going to be the last delivery of Hafiz Almas Ayub, and surely he will look to try to pick up a wicket. Maybe we might just see one full delivery onto the stumps, right in the block hole. Oh, in fact, it's a stock delivery of Hafiz Almas. He's done for the evening. He's done exceptionally well in the end. Picks up a wicket and given 29 runs. It's 1, 2, 3 for 4. Muhammad Adil Hassan will be bowling the penultimate over. Ilyas Shah, he needs to get these important runs for his team. Try to get somewhere around 150. That score is not going to be enough against the quality batting of UUDS Tuskers. Right on the money, Ilyas. He's done the right thing. He's in short, he gives the strike straight away to somebody who's been there out in the middle for quite a while now, Ikram. He's played a useful innings, but just when he had to get a move on, I think this is where the bowlers, they kept things very tight in the middle. It's not that he's not played well, he's batted beautifully, but the bowlers, the lengths which they've bowled and reading the conditions, reading and assessing the wicket, it's very admirable. Apesh, could have been a soft dismissal. The captain, not very impressed. He wanted a backup because he knew there was a genuine chance of a run out. So starts off well, Muhammad Adil Hassan, another very exciting prospect, very tall. Of course, puts in that hard effort. He's got a lovely bouncer as well, uses his height to his advantage. Gives his 100% every time he's been given the ball. Roll of the fingers, excellent variation, dot delivery. That's something you wouldn't want to see if you're a fan of Evergreen Real Estate. It's such an important game for Evergreen Real Estate. Of course, they went on to lose the last encounter. And now, that's not the best of scores you would see if you're a fan of Evergreen Real Estate. 125. We're into the penultimate over. Just the 9 more deliveries to go. Projected score states 135. That's not going to be enough, surely. That's much more like it. He's tonked this down the ground, but still doesn't get the boundary. It just sums up the story of the afternoon for Evergreen Estate. Of course, they won the toss and they just made the right decision, batting first on a batting friendly track where we didn't see much happening in the first 6 overs. But this is what I keep on saying. Laying the foundation early on in the 6 overs, that's such an important thing to do as an opening batter. The first 3 batters, they are the ones who are responsible to give you a fiery, blistering start. And that's what we saw in yesterday's contest. Hamid Khan, Ronak Panoli, Junaid Shamsu, those 3 batters were severe. They just took the bowling apart. And they chased it down, I think, in 12 overs, if I can recall. It was an unbelievable and incredible performance by Dubai Royals, one of the favourites to clinch this title. This is high up in the air. It's not gone too far. And an easy dismissal. So Muhammad Adil Hassan finally gets a wicket to his name as well. He's been disciplined and perfect length again by Adil Hassan. That's a clean catch taken. That's the end of over number 19. It's 126 for 5. Into the last over, Ravindra Sanjaya, who's had a great outing in this game. Even in the previous game, he was mighty impressive. Is going to be bowling the last over of this innings. This is high up in the air. And no timing or connection. Again, they are really struggling. Oh, in fact, it's going to be a run out. Oh, he had just the one stump to aim at. You can see the fielder behind the stumps. He's got a wry smile on his face because he must be wondering and looking at it to his teammate and thinking, I could have really ran onto the stumps. You could have ran onto the stumps. And what he's done, he's hit it directly. He had only one stump to aim at. Look at this. Brilliant bullseye. Yeah, excellent scenes out there. He's done a fine job. It's 126 for 6. Such an impressive performance by all the bowlers who have been introduced into the attack. Of course, the medium pacers, they've used this wicket to their advantage. Where I did mention there's not much happening out there. It's just that they knew that it's that kind of a wicket where they need to go back to their variations. They need to go back to their basics. They read the batters, what they're on about, where are they going to play their shots. And they've been mighty impressive. Struck hard. Has he found the gap? You bet he has. Ravindra just trying to bowl right onto the line of the stumps, but in the end, eventually, it was a half volley and a nice little swing of the bat, getting 4 runs to his name. And useful 4 runs, 131 on the board. Yeah, even though that's not enough, even if they go on to get 140, even 150 is not enough on this wicket. If ever so, there was something to talk about of this surface. There was turn, there was swing, there was moisture. Nothing of that sorts. It's an absolute belter of a track. Beautiful ball, and I think he's gotten an outside edge. Beautifully ball. Yeah, it's a thick outside edge. And Ravindra Sanjaya, once again amongst the wickets, picks up his second. And that one just got big on him. Hurried on to the batter. And Ravindra strikes. It's 131 for 7. excellent stuff so far. Ravindra Sanjaya has been right on the money. Oh, how did this miss the stumps? That was very close to the off stump. Sabir Rao, his services are surely going to be required in the second innings. The left arm fast bowler will really need to come out all guns blazing. They'll have to have an aggressive intent, maybe have a couple of slips, have a short cover, have a short mid defensive approach with this kind of a total. That's not really going to work in your favor. Another swing and a miss. Excellent bowling by Ravindra. He's doing a fine job for his team. Last delivery of this innings. He's pulled this away with no timing whatsoever. They should be able to come back for the second. And they do comfortably in the end. So 133 is what they've managed. And I don't think so that's going to be enough. But some excellent bowling by UUDS Tuskers have restricted them to a low total on a friendly batting wicket. Danisar Hadi and Imran Ayaz started off with a lot of promise. Hafiz Afridi, he did bat well eventually. 32 for him as well. Ikram did show a lot of promise, but you can see that most of the batters, they got off to start, but just couldn't continue. And 133 is all they've gotten. Yeah, very impressive bowling display. Dylan realizing there was not much happening, so he removed himself from the attack. And Vikram Costa also doing a fine job. Mudita picking up a wicket. Almas was exceptional this evening. Asal Segera once again terrific. But the pick of the bowlers for me were Adil Hassan and Ravindra Sanjaya. Exceptional bowling performance from the two. Right then, first innings done and dusted. We're just going to dive into a short break. And once we're back, we will be all set with the run chase. Stay tuned. We are back after a short little break. First innings done and dusted. 133 is what they've posted in allotted 20 overs. There was that mid stage where the batters couldn't really get going. That was the time when I think Ikram was well settled. Hafiz Afridi did get off to a good start, but just couldn't carry on the momentum and get their team to a fighting total. Eventually, they've gone on to score only 133. That's never going to be enough, but you never know. Cricket is a funny game. They'll have to come out all guns blazing at the bowlers. They'll need to ensure they go on to pick up wickets early on. That has to be their objective. Play, says the umpire. And the chase is on. And straight away gets off the mark with a single. I think Akalanka, he's been mighty impressive even in the last game, but today his job is simplified, much more relaxed. Should be someone who will be looking to get his team off to a good start. That's the way he plays. Akalanka Ganigama had a terrific outing in the last game. Thilan missing out, but today I think they can just really enjoy their outing. Muhammad Ali is someone who will bring the ball in towards the right-handers, of course, and also he does have the tendency to straighten up a delivery which really holds its line. He's making a slight bit of change now, pushing his short mid towards the deep mid wicket. That's a glorious stroke, but unlucky he's found the fielder. So a lot is going to be expected from Muhammad Ali alongside Sabir. I think Sabir will be looking to bowl from the far end, the left arm fast bowler. He's tall. He's someone who more often than not ensures gets you those important breakthroughs, and that's what they need. They need breakthroughs, and they need at least 3 wickets in the power play, and ensure they don't score many runs. Maybe 30, 35 max to max. That should be their motto. That should be their objective. But the field setup they've gotten at the moment, I'm not really a big fan of. Really, just that one slip. All the fielders are coming from the 30-yard circle. Easy single on offer. It's a big shot, and Akalanka, he's just continuing from where he left off in the last game. He's such a dangerous customer. And there's always an element of risk because Ali, he will bring the ball in towards the right-hander, and Akalanka, knowing that was always a safe shot to play, knowing also the mid-on was in the circle. So they're off to a good start. No pressure whatsoever. Another big shot. Now this is high up in the air, and how far has this gone? That's another mighty hit, and I think it's gone for another maximum. The umpire just wants to have a recheck on this, but that got a lot of elevation. It's a big shot, and Akalanka is enjoying this outing. Yeah, this is surely a maximum. What a start for Akalanka. Really, he's an entertainer. He's really tall. He's got those broad shoulders and broad forearms. He's very strong in built and can seriously pack a punch. Ali under pressure. Much better. And equal to the task was Akalanka, smartly just taking a single. In fact, oh my word, Hafiz has been caught napping. And they've taken couple of runs eventually. Yeah, this is exactly what is not required. You can already see the shoulders have dropped. The first 2 to 3 overs make a vast difference whenever a team is chasing a low total. You need to get to make at least 3 wickets in the first 3 to 4 overs. Sharp bumper, and that's a good start by UUDS Tuskers. It's 15 for no loss. No surprises. It had to be Sabir Rao. Man on your screen, he's someone who, of course, has plenty of experience. He's been around the domestic circuit for, I think, a decade. He's a premier bowler for Evergreen Estate, but the only problem is that they don't really have many runs to work with. Nicely flicked away towards Fine, gets a couple of runs to his name, so this is already a very good start. Yeah, from the word go, the match was always in the favor of the men in blue. Omar Arshad, the captain, win the toss and deciding to bat first. And their batting has really disappointed them in this important game for them, because each team goes on to play 4 games. It's always safe to win at least a couple of games to ensure you qualify for the next round. And Sabir Rao, talking about him, he's a very disciplined bowler. He keeps his line and lengths intact, bowling in those tight lengths. But the only problem is that the batters, they have absolutely no pressure whatsoever. If they even decide to just play along the carpet, not even decide to play those aerial shots, even though they'll go on to win this game. 10 wickets in hand, the required run rate is just 6 runs per over. Not much happening in the wicket, so the odds are really against the men in red. This has been pulled away. Akalanka Ganigama, on the other end, has been mighty impressive in this tournament. And of course, you need such kind of batters in the first 6 overs. Akalanka, he won't really hold back. Doesn't really matter. He doesn't care how much they're chasing. He just will naturally will back his natural gameplay. And I really like this intent. At times, we see that the batters, they go in a shell. They play against their natural game mode in play. But Akalanka, you can see what he's done already in the first over. He was severe against Muhammad Ali. And you won't really see Akalanka just try to smash everything which comes in his way. If it's a good delivery, he will ensure that he gives respect. He gives a lot of value to his wicket. He's someone who won't really come in and throw away his wicket after playing a couple of big shots. He's someone who would want to convert these 14 into big one. It's testing times for the men in red. They need wickets, and they need wickets very quickly, at least 3 to 4 in the first 6 overs. It's looking very unlikely at the moment. Yeah, marginally short, and Akalanka, he did go on to read the length, but just hurried on to him. Just a good little over from Sabir Rao. They're being cautious because they're aware that Sabir Rao, he's one of their premier bowlers, so why take any unnecessary chances against him? They're switched on. The batters of UUDS Tuskers, they've done their homework. They know the strength of their bowling of Evergreen Estate. So they're picking and choosing the loose deliveries wisely, not really going after Sabir Rao. Making a change in the field. Third man comes in the circle, and the long on pushes back. So might just see one slightly fuller by Sabir Rao. Yeah, beautifully ball. That's a good delivery to close out. Decent over by Sabir. It's 18 for no loss. A nice little work here from our production team. You can see it's a lovely evening here in Abu Dhabi. The sun is setting down. It's getting much cooler. Excellent conditions for a game of cricket. Of course, it wasn't a couple of hours ago. It was very hot and humid. But yeah, it's a nice little pleasant and a cool evening. And cool as a cucumber are these two in the middle, Thilan and Akalanka, ensuring they don't lose their wickets early on. won't want the opponents to get into the contest at any stage of the game. So if ever so they get their team off to a good start, the shoulders you will see dropping very quickly for the men in red. Imran Javed, another quality ball. Oh, this could be a run out, surely. What have you done, Thilan? There was a hesitation between the two, and it was really a suicidal run because he struck this straight into the hands of the mid-off fielder, and there was never a run there. And why to take these chances? They've lost their first wicket. It's 18 for 1. So very unfortunate dismissal, losing their first wicket in a form for run out. It wasn't required. No need to take any unnecessary risks when you know that you're chasing a very low total, and also of course after getting a good start. So Imran Javed does well. They've picked up a wicket in a form of run out, and here comes the new batter Taraka Dhananjaya, another sound quality right-handed batter who likes to play those early shots. Oh, this is a very good attempt and could have been 2 in 2. These are the moments where you would want these catches to take full marks for the effort. Excellent attempt, but just could not hold on to it. Could have been a one-handed screamer. Yeah, this is good. Having knowing that the long one is deep, just taking a single. Singles is all they need. Of course, Akalanka let him do what he knows. He will look to go hard against the bowlers with the new ball. That's been crashed away towards the offside. What a fine shot this is. The margin of error is minimal against Akalanka. Imran Javed missing his length altogether, offering a lot of pace. That was a hit-me delivery, and Akalanka has found the gap to precision, getting a boundary. A very sensible batting by Akalanka after getting a boundary, just rotating strike. Taraka Dhananjaya, he's walked into a situation where there's absolutely no pressure on UUDS Tuskers. Required run rate is pretty much in their grasp. One big over and the match will be completely going away from the hands of the men in red. So yeah, at the moment, UUDS Tuskers, they will believe that they should be able to chase this down and get those important 2 points. So dot to close out the third over, it's 24 for 1. Steps down the ground, wanted to crash it. He hasn't really gotten from the middle of the bat, but still will eventually get a couple of runs. In fact, they're coming back for the second. Excellent running between the two. So this is a perfect start. Sabir Rao is, as I did speak about him, that Sabir Rao, he's one of their main gun bowlers. And he needs to bowl maybe 4 overs, if ever so he doesn't give a lot of runs in this over. He's one of their hopes, one of their top quality bowlers. So you would always want Sabir Rao to bowl out the 4 overs. There's no point really holding him back. Just 107 needed with plenty of overs to go. Jagging in towards Taraka, but it won't stop them for taking a single. They still have a slip in place. That's good to see. Maybe they can have a short catching cover as well. They have the mid on and the mid off in the circle. That's okay, because you would want Akalanka to really go hard and take chances. Quick single once again. And he's done well, Akalanka, reaching home safely. But so far, it's turning out to be pretty much one-sided encounter. They need wickets, and they need wickets consistently, at least another 2 to 3 wickets in the next 4 or 5 overs. If ever so, they've got the slightest of chances to win the game from here onwards. Yeah, you can afford to do that. You can leave the ball alone, enjoy this little outing in the middle, just stay in the middle. That's all you need as a batter. The situation which where you've come into bat, the only thing you need to do is focus on getting the singles and doubles. Nice little camera work once again from our production team. A few intruders in the field. Upish, oh, very close to the point fielder. But they will eventually get another couple of runs. That was close. So we've already seen a catch being put down in the slip corner, and even now this could have been the second wicket falling. It's just that they need to have the belief in themselves that they can win the game from here onwards. That is what Sodexo Kelvin Cricket Club did last evening, where they were on the verge of losing that game. Gorilla 11, the match was in the grasp. They were going along so well until the last 3 to 4 overs. They pressed the panic button, and eventually they went on to lose that game, and they're now pretty much out of the contest in this tournament. Good delivery to close out the 4th over. It's 31 for 1. Imran did a decent job in his first over, created an opportunity where the chance went begging. Well, continue from the pavilion end. That's been worked away nicely towards the deep mid wicket. It's going to be a long chase, and a couple of more easy runs to the telly. Well, just to remind our viewers, of course, it's a super Sunday here in the Tolerance Oval, and plenty of excitement is expected. We're seeing so far pretty much one-sided encounter, but the next one That is a big one. It's Asia Soft taking on Abu Dhabi Smashers, who are surely having a great run in this tournament. Talking about great hitting, Akalanka hasn't really timed this, and he's found the fielder. That's a massive wicket. Akalanka trying to clear the fielder where he knew there was a fielder for this kind of a shot, and Imran Javed, he strikes in his second over. It's a massive wicket. It's 33 for 2. So both the openers now back into the hatch, and in comes the player of the match in the last contest, Asal Segera. Still, they shouldn't be taking any kind of pressure, really. Match is in their grasp. But now you can see a spring in their stride. The men in red should believe that they do have an outside chance to win a game. These low scores are at times very tricky to chase down. And now these two batters, they just need to ensure they steady the ship. There's a bit of a turbulence after they've lost 2 wickets, so need to just stay out there. Another 4-5 overs, ensure you don't lose a wicket, and then you'll see the frustration coming in from the men in red, because now they're after wickets. They're very desperate to get another wicket or 2, and if you don't give them any opportunity, that's where I think they will be somewhere around 55, 60 odd in the next 7-8 overs. Exactly 100 is what they need. Imran Javed, he's provided the important wicket for his team. Nicely hit. Oh, a bit of a fumble. Now that's really not the best of efforts. Should have been stopped, but they've allowed them to take a single. So no boundaries as of such in this over. And it's not that they've really ran away with the show in the second innings in this run chase. Asal Segera, this man will make a big difference. They need to pick his wicket. He is the one who will really cruise through this innings, if ever so you don't get him early. End of over number 5 is 36 for 2. It's a right move. I was just discussing and mentioning as to Sabir Rao should look to continue. There's no point holding his overs back. You would want to bowl him out because he's the one who will look to pick up wickets. And this is where Asal and Tharaka need to be one step ahead in the game. They need to show a little bit of maturity. They need to be sensible out there and think, why is Sabir Rao being asked to continue to pick up wickets? As simple as that. So ensure you don't give him wickets. Why give a glimmer of hope to the opponents where you know that the match is pretty much in your hands. 98 runs in 89 deliveries with 8 wickets in your hands. Still, the match is in the favor of UUDS Tuskers. Beautifully punched, gets only a single, so that's much more like it. Even if they go on to get 4 to 5 runs off Sabir Rao's over, that's completely okay. Sabir Rao will look to get a little frustrated when he doesn't get wickets, and he might just bowl one loose delivery, and that's what they should be looking for. They need to wait for their chances, wait for the looseness from Sabir Rao. And should look to continue the way they're batting, both Taraka and Asil. Oh, that's a big shot. It's gone high up in the air. And luckily, it's gone away from the fielder in the deep. Otherwise, this could have easily been the third wicket. It was there in the air for quite a while, but the only problem was there was nobody protecting towards the deep mid wicket. They had a deep square leg, which was quite squarer. They have a third man in position. I think the way he's bowling, he can afford to have the deep mid wicket and deep square leg, or maybe a long on and ball full. Ask the batters to hit. There's no point really having a third man in position. Oh, that is a good delivery by Sabe. It looked like he got something the way it passed the bat, but another dot delivery. So it's a top quality spell we were witnessing by Sabir Rao yet again. He's done a decent job, but they would want him to pick up a wicket. That's what they need. If ever so these batters decide to go on to play out these overs, they will surely get these runs. On the other end, Omar Arshad there on your screen. He's done well so far, getting Imran Javed into the attack and ask him to bowl with the new ball. Down the ground, that is such a glorious stroke. Excellent use of the feet, dancing down the track. And Sabir Rao pitching in a very good lane, but Taraka, the way he's used his feet, he came onto the line of the ball so quickly, and it was a impactful punch down the ground. Gets a boundary to his name. Quite an eventful power play have you witnessed. 2 wickets have fallen, one of course in the form of a run out. And then Akalanka just losing patience, and after getting a start, he's thrown away his wicket. So just one more delivery for Sabir Rao. He would desire to get 1 wicket, maybe just bowl 1 full straight, take chances. So it's up in the air. Who's it? And he had chances by bowling 1 full. That is a spectacular catch. It dipped on him. It was dying. He just kept his eyes on the ball, and he showed it doesn't stop it. So what an eventful power play has now come to an end. It's 43 for 3. Well, it's a really good captaincy by Omar Arshad, opting to continue with Sabir Rao, knowing he's the one who could provide you those breakthroughs. And yeah, in the last delivery, that was a very smart delivery. He took his chances, Sabir Rao, because if ever so he would have bowled in a good length, maybe the batter could have just seen his over off. But Sabir Rao, he was very smart and clever in his approach. He took a chance, bowled a full delivery, took all the pace off, and the batter did fall in the trap. He threw away his wicket. SN Tareen, another quality all-rounder, is into the attack straight after the power play. So the game is pretty much on. We've seen a low-scoring thriller last evening where we saw it was pretty much a one-sided game. It should have been won by Gorilla 11, but then they came out of nowhere, Kelvin Cricket Club, and they went on to win the game eventually. So the men in red should have the belief and confidence in themselves that they have picked up 3 wickets. And this is the man thereafter, Asal Segera, who was adjudged the player of the match in the last contest. Beautifully played. Lovely cricket shot. The way he comes onto the ball, it's really a treat to watch. Everything seems to be very correct about Asal Segera. I honestly haven't seen much of Asal Segera. Maybe I should just Google him and search. Maybe he's played some cricket back in Sri Lanka, or maybe their management could have a quick word with them after the game and just check as to whether Asal Segera has he played some cricket back in Sri Lanka, any A division, any domestic cricket. Nicely cut away, but there is protection, will only be a single. Nicely done. He's got a very solid technique, Asal Segera, and I did mention that the way he plays, I mean, the technique is spot on. He's got a very good technique, comes onto the ball very nicely. Head is so still, he doesn't lose balance, he doesn't fall over. So yeah, maybe somebody from their management, I would love to have a word with them and ask as to if this man, has he played some first class cricket back in Sri Lanka. I'm sure he would have, because the way he bowls, the way he bats, it just it gives an indication that this man surely would have played at the higher level. Should be a wide. Surely he's gonna be wide. Trying to bowl a bumper to Asal Segera. He's a very smart cricketer. I've seen him in the last couple of games. He really reads the game well, assesses the conditions. Now he knows that 88 is required. So I don't really think that Asal, he will opt to play any kind of shots which are aerial. He won't really give any chances to the opponents. We'll look to take this game deep. I'm sure they would have watched the game last evening and they don't want to do a replica of what Gorilla 11 did. Just giving away that game. He's ran the first one hard, but never two there. So Sabir Rao, he's bowled 3 overs. It's going to be very interesting to see as to see that if Omar Arshad, the captain, is going to opt and bring Sabir Rao and ask him to continue, bowl his last over. They need wickets. I think that should be a right idea and approach to bring Sabir Rao. They're playing very smartly at the moment. Dimutu De Silva and Asal Segera realizing they've lost 3 wickets, so they don't have to do anything silly, anything fancy. Why take any unnecessary chances? All they have to do is just construct and build an innings, build a partnership between the two. Their role is simplified. They know that not many runs are there to be chased. And there will be one loose over, there will be somebody who will be targeted. But at the moment, all they need to do is ensure they keep their wickets intact. That's nicely pulled away. He was always in control. A bit of a fumble. Oh, in fact, it's gone for a boundary. And who is it? It's Sabir Rao, the culprit. That's something which you really cannot afford. I mean, each and every run is going to be so vital. Why release the pressure? It's 52 for 3. Yeah, I don't mind this approach by the captain Umar Arshad to bring back Muhammad Ali, another bowler who's somebody who's been picking up a lot of wickets with the new ball, and he is one of their main premier bowlers too. So they could have continued maybe with Sabir Rao from this end, from the far end, and Muhammad Ali could have come from the pavilion end. But let's see if this decision pays off. At the moment, still the match is in the grasp of UUDS Tuskers. They don't have to play any kind of rash strokes. What they're doing at the moment is perfectly okay. Just look for the singles and doubles. On the other end, Muhammad Ali, he's been asked to come and pick up a wicket. The bowling a bit too short for my liking. I mean, this kind of a bowling, you're going to be economical. Yes, you won't go for many runs, but you're not going to get wickets. They don't have many runs to work with, so I think they can afford to bowl slightly fuller, take their chances, try to bowl full. Sabir did that. He bowled a full delivery onto the stumps, and also he took pace off, so he really bamboozled the batter, and he did fall in the trap. Yeah, there you go. That's the one which I'm talking about. But still, they will somehow manage to get a couple of more runs. Muhammad Ali was taken to the cleaners in his first over he bowled. The problem was that he was bowling in the zone in the arc of Akalanka. He's someone who really looks for something which is full in his areas, in his arc, and he did miss out his lengths in the first over, and he was severe against him. I think he gave 15 odd, if I can recall. You would always want to have a good start for your team when you're chasing a low, when you're defending a low total. Sharp bumper will be a dot, nicely left alone by Asal Segera. And of course, he's one of their match winners. Asal, if you ask him to come in to bowl into those pressure situations, he will deliver. And now again, he's come out to bat at a stage where his team is in a bit of trouble. 3 wickets falling in the power play. That's exactly what they didn't need. pushed it for a single. That's very smart batting by Asal Segera. He knows that all they have to do is stay out in the middle, just not throw their wicket. On the other end, they will try to just go through a couple of quiet overs and just try to get the required run rate up. Nicely punched once again. They want to direct it, and it would have been interesting. But in the end, it's resulted in overthrows, and they come back for a couple of runs. End of over number 8, it's 57 for 3. So no signs of Sabir Rao. He still has one more over. Hafiz Afrid in the background. He could be another option. Nicely pulled away, but straight towards the fielder. Will only be a single. Yeah, just 5 meters, I think, on either side of the fielder. Should have crashed towards the boundary. Interesting field setup. He's gotten a deep mid wicket and a deep fine leg. So there's no square leg in position. There's no. Oh, in fact, yeah, they've got a deep fine leg, and a deep mid wicket. So no deep square. There's a big gap between the mid on and the deep mid wicket. That's where they could target. Quick run. Now this is going to be close. Oh, this was a mighty close. And you could see that Dimuth De Silva, he was struggling, but he put in the hard dive. And that is what has saved him. But yeah, anyways, he didn't hit the stumps as Tareen. These are the little moments you need to really grasp and take full opportunity. We've seen a catch being put down early on in slip cordon where Imran Javed was bowling. And now this could have been a run out. He doesn't look to be 100% Ehsan Tareen. He's done something to his left shoulder. This is a good bit of bowling by Ehsan Tareen, keeping things relatively tight and simple in the middle. And they should be taking a leaf out of the notebook of Almas Ayub. How beautifully he bowled in the first innings. Came in pretty early in the contest. I think he bowled just 1 over in the power play, if I can recall. Was very miser, very economical. Kept on banging the ball short with no pace to offer. It's very difficult to really get runs against Hafiz Almas early on this afternoon. Pulled away, no real timing, but should be looking to come back for easy couple of runs. So they're keeping up with the required run rate, 72 and 68. No problem whatsoever. It's a good wicket to bat on. It's all at the moment UUDS Tuskers all the way. Yeah, they did lose 3 wickets early on. Of course, one was a suicidal run out, and then a rash shot by Akalanka gifted his wicket. So he's batting very sensibly at the moment. He's got a very cool head on his shoulders. He's doing a decent job for his team. Asil Segera, he knows that his wicket will play a huge and a vital role if ever so they would want to cross the line. 71, that's all they need. If ever so, Evergreen would have scored 160, 170, then I think there would have been a bit of a panic in the camp of UUDS Tuskers, but they seem to be pretty much relaxed and calm even in the dugout. Nice length by Esantari targeting the stumps. Will only be a single to close out the ninth over, 64 for 3. Muhammad Ali will continue. They had no options but to bring him back early because they need wickets. The match is running out of their hands and excellent fielding. Hafiz Afridi has done exceptionally well. He saved a couple of runs for his team. And nicely played once again, but straight towards the fielder. Dot is what they need eventually, and at the same time, they should be looking to continuously pick up wickets. That's the need of the hour. 68 and 64 going along well at the moment. Short delivery, pulled away. Was always in control. You could see that he didn't really try to muscle the ball. He's just trying to pick the gaps up Dimutu De Silva. He knows there's big pockets towards the leg side. Every time a bowler is bowling from the far end, the fielders are coming from the rope, from the boundary. So there's always two on offer. We've already seen plenty of twos. Three more deliveries and we will be heading to the drinks break, and this is where Asal and Demoto should just see off this over. Don't take any unnecessary chances. Yeah, good little bumper. They're looking at the umpire, but yeah, it's going to be called as one for the over. So now you do expect something fuller. Maybe just try to surprise the batter with one booming in swinger. Of course, I did discuss that Muhammad Ali is someone who's got the ability to bring the ball in towards the right-handers. You really need to nail in and bowl it right in the block hole. Swing and a miss, careful. That's what he wants him to do. And Asil Segera just losing patience and focus. Luckily, he didn't get an outside edge. Otherwise, this could have been a big, massive moment in the game. And before heading to the drinks break, the men in red if ever said they would have picked up Asal Segera, they can still pick him. There's one more delivery to go. And that was a very ordinary stroke by somebody like Asal Segera. Don't really expect him to play such strokes at this stage of the game, where they're just going to go to the drinks after this ball. Beautifully whipped away. Will be a single. And that's going to be the end of over number 10, 68 for 3, and the players will take drinks. Back after the drinks break, it will be Asantharine to continue. They need wickets, and they need quickly. Yeah, that's exactly what they need. Singles will do the job for the men in blue UUDS Tuskers. There was a bit of a turbulence when they lost 3 wickets in the power play, but then since Dimute and Asil Sigira have been in the center, they've been quite sensible in the middle, ensuring they don't throw away the wicket. Beautifully pushed for a single. This is really good batting by Dimutu De Silva. Surely during the drinks break, they would have had a conversation and would have decided that, right, the match is in our grasp. Let's not do anything extraordinary or silly from this stage. Singles and doubles will do the job for us. Dealing in singles at the moment. Akalanka, of course, giving a good start to his team, and that is exactly what was required. That's what he did even in the last game as well. They did lose track after losing 3 wickets, and that was the time really they could have applied a bit more pressure. But now you can see this partnership is growing in confidence. Asking the question, and easy decision. Going down the leg side, too high. Santarine doing the right thing. He needs to do something different because coming over the wicket, it wasn't really working in his favor. So he needs to come out with something different, have a different plan in his mind, maybe try to come around the wicket, which he is now, and nail in those Yorkers. Pushed away only for a single. Starting out to be a decent over for Santarine, giving only 4 runs. Quiet run rate is pretty much in their hands. I think they just need a wicket. That's where the opportunities will be created. They need to have the belief in themselves that they can still win this game. Kelvin Cricket Club, they had the belief last evening and they eventually went on to win the game. And it was a very similar kind of situation even in the last game. So they just need 1 wicket, and if they ever go on to pick Asil Sigera, that will be a massive moment in the game. So still there's a chance for the men in red. Now there's a call of 2. It's been pushed into the gap when they should be getting it comfortably in the end. It's the end of over number 11, 74 for 3. Sixty is all what is needed, and plenty of overs to achieve this target should not be a problem. It's coming onto the bat really nicely. No demons as of such off this track. Muhammad Ali hasn't found success so far. He's going to be bowling out his quota. I think they just need to see him off because sooner or later the captain will be forced to bring a new bowler. He has to bring someone who can disengage this partnership. Smooth sailing. Nice little flick by Dimutu De Silva. That's a top quality stroke. Drifting down the leg side and using the pace. A very elegant stroke by Dimutu De Silva. Gets a boundary just to release a slight bit of tension. 56 is now all they need with 7 wickets in hand. UUDS Tuskers will believe this is a very important game. Of course, same goes for Evergreen Real Estate, because they too have lost their last game. They started off well, mind you. They do have a win under their name. They're playing their third match. Beautifully done. Very well disguised by Muhammad Ali. Never really arrived at Dimutu de Silva. And it's really good to see Asal Segera constantly just communicating with Dimutu de Silva. He's having a word with him every now and then. Of course, he's the senior member of the side, Asil. So he's just asking Dimutu de Silva that you've already gotten a boundary. We need only 6 runs per over. Relax, take it easy, calm down, stay out there, and enjoy this mini phase. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's playing a very smart little innings. Dimutu de Silva, we know he is someone who comes out, get you those quick runs. But today that situation was different. He knew how much they need, so there was no real need to go after the bowlers. And also he knew that there was three wickets fallen in the power play. This is where he's shown a lot of maturity. Dimutu de Silva. Asal Segera, he's having a great run in this tournament. That's high up in the air. And it's cleared the fielder in the deep. That is a tremendous strike. Such a majestic hit. Look at that flow of the bat. You don't really see batters playing the shot towards the long on with a straighter bat. That's straight out of the coaching manual. Muhammad Ali, he had a smile on his face because he too knows that was an incredible strike by a man in top form. And now just pulls it away along the carpet, gets another boundary. So now they're running away with the show. Asal Segera and Dimutu de Silva really steadied the ship at one stage, and now they're making a move on. Muhammad Ali yet again trying to roll his fingers, but Asal Segera, he was equal to the task, waited and then just placed it to perfection for another boundary. So it's a massive over. 15 runs already been looted. So to bring Muhammad Ali, one of the premier bowlers, hasn't really worked in their favor. It's backfired. Now it's a pretty much one-sided encounter. A dot to close out a very useful over for UUDS Tuskers. It's 89 for 3. Yeah, the match is getting out of their hands now. You can see even Danish Sarhadi behind the stumps. Not the most of positive attitudes. He thinks the match is slipping out of their hands quickly. Beautifully played. They look very stylish and elegant. These two, every time they're looking to play with a straighter bat. Yeah, something about these Sri Lankan batters. I mean, they look so stylish, compact. The technique is so correct. Of course, the great Kumar Sangakkara. I remember it was such a treat to watch him. Of course, the great Mahela Jayawardene. What a fine talent he was. Anything bowled slightly onto the pads or onto the middle stump, Sangakkara used to have that great ability to really whip the ball. He used to pick the lengths and pick the line so early. It just looked like he had all the time in the world, and then it used to be such a nightmare to bowl against Sangakkara. And then if you bowl anything even marginally towards the offside, he will just push you and drive you towards the offside. He was such a God-gifted cricketer, wasn't he, Kumar Sangakkara? The living legend. Also was the captain of Team Sri Lanka, led his team well. So yeah, talking about these two, Dimuth and Asil Segera have been so impressive in this tournament. Asil, of course, all-round performance by him. Dimuth, on the other end, has risen to the occasion when his team required him to do so. These are very important 18 runs. Each and every innings you score once. It depends what was the situation and circumstances. I mean, batters, they score runs in every game, usually. But it depends really how many runs you got, at what kind of situation, how much you needed, what was the demand of the current situation of the game. And this is a very important 19 runs. If somebody just opens a scorecard and sees, oh, 19 and 18 deliveries, oh, why was he playing so slow? No, it's a different situation, and the need of the hour was to just stay out there. And this is what he did. Dimuth de Silva played such a mature knock. And as we speak now, this could be a chance, is it? Easy catch being taken by Sabir Rao. So finally they have managed to disengage the partnership, and it's a big fish. But the question they will be asking themselves is it too late? Because you can see there's hardly any celebration in the center. It's 93 for 4. Here he is, Almas Ayub. I did mention in the first innings I would love to see him come slightly bit up the order. And he's come at a situation where they need 41, but talking about his natural gameplay is to really go hard at the bowling. So either this match will be finished in the next 3 to 4 overs, or they could go on to pick up Almas Ayub, because we'll have to wait and see as to how long he's gonna hold himself back. He's a fierce striker. He's a power hitter. He's a pure entertainer. He had a great outing, mind you, of course, with the ball in the first innings. But now he's been sent at a situation where they need 41. So maybe they just want to get this done and dusted. And as we speak, Ehsan Tareen, he's bowled such a magnificent spell. Really, he's bowled his heart out. 93 for 4. Yeah, I think this is a really wise move by the captain, Omar Arshad. There's no point holding and keeping that 1 over of Sabir Rao, because if Almas and Dimuth get one big over, this over could have gone down to the drains. But here he is, introduced early, and a very good delivery. He's deceived Dimut to the Silva with an excellent variation, bowling full, and clearly you can see he didn't really read his hand, completely got deceived and beaten. Still, it's not over. 41 is what they need, run a ball. Can they get another couple of wickets? We have already seen quite a few thrillers in this tournament. Gorilla 11, of course, beating Dubai Royals in one of the games where 36 was chased in the last 2 overs. That was one of the games. And then, of course, who can forget Abu Dhabi Smashers getting 20 runs in the last over? It was the heroics of Zain Butt and, of course, Mohammad Farooq Momand. He smashed the last ball for a maximum clinching victory for his team. And then, how about yesterday's game? Another blockbuster did we witness, which went down to the last over. And it was Kelvin Cricket Club who came out of nowhere and clinched victory. He's knocked him over! Sabir Rao! He's gotten one of the most important wickets of Hafiz Almas Ayub, and now they should believe they do have the slight bit of chance to come back in this contest. The half of the side is now back into the hutch, and Sabir Rao strikes. Excellent captaincy by Omar Arshad to bring him early into the attack. It's 94 for 5. Sabir to continue now. This is one thing they can't really afford. Don't give them any freebies. There is now slight bit of pressure. Dylan, the captain, who did exceptionally well in the first innings with his leadership. He's now got a job in his hands. Still 39 needed. They've got ample time to achieve so, but the problem is the wickets column. The men in red should believe they need another 2 wickets and they will run into the tail. Match is on. You can see the captain Umar Arshad. He is now charged up. He believes there's a high possibility to win this game from here onwards. Quick single. Oh, this to be run out. Surely it's going to be run out. What have you done? Have they pressed the panic button so quickly is the question. There was a lot of yes and no in the middle. It was Dylan who played the shot, and Dimutu, he just ran towards the striker's end, and then Dylan showed no interest whatsoever, but they've gotten another wicket, and this match is now wide open. In fact, I would say it's 50-50 from here onwards. It's 95 for the loss of 6. Sabir Rao charging in once again. 2 wickets in the 14th over. And again balls are wide. It's a dot to start off, this, and then a single, then a wicket, wide, wicket, wide. It's all happening in this over. And all of a sudden, this match has come to life. They were cruising along. We're just seeing another replica as to what we saw yesterday. Gorilla 11, the match was in their hands and it was pretty much done and dusted. And Kelvin Cricket Club, they came out of nowhere, picked up 3 wickets. And this is exactly what's happening here as well. But really, we need to give a lot of credit to Omar Arshad, realizing that there's no point keeping Sabir Rao till the end. He asked him to come and bowl right now. And look at what he's done. They've picked up 2 wickets in the 14th over, and this is now a great opportunity for them to clinch a victory from this stage where the match was pretty much done and dusted. At no point it looked like that the men in red would get back into the game. They are now, certainly. Still, UUDS Tuskers, they should believe they need just a run a ball. Only singles is what they need. So have faith in themselves. Exciting and entertaining over comes to the end. It's 98 for 6. A new bowler is now going to be introduced into the attack. Ikram Janjua. He's got a job in his hands. Good to see that the keeper is onto the stump. So this will not allow Dimutu and Mudita Lakshan to use their feet. Mudita Lakshan, he didn't have the best of outings with the ball early on. And now he's got a big job with the ball. Can they defend these 36 runs? 4 wickets is what they need. That is what they will believe. Forget about the 4. They need to just get 1. They will run into the tail. Oh, that is a horrible delivery. What has he done? This is a real poor effort. I mean, they've done so well to get back into the contest, and Ikram Janjua, it's a poor ball. They've gifted 5 runs in releasing pressure from UUDS Tuskers. Yeah, nothing much Danish Saradi could have done. That was just always going to go away from Danish. So now, without taking any risks, they can just ensure they pick up singles in this over. These are very important 5 runs that they've given. Danish now has gone back, realizing that if ever so you would want to bowl this kind of a line, it's always a better option to stay right back. Oh, could have been a one-handed blinder. These are the moments, these are the chances which need to stick. What a fascinating game are we witnessing. Just 20 minutes ago, it was UUDS Tusker. They were cruising along. There was not much happening in the middle. There was no chirping out there. The energy levels weren't all that high, but then these 3 quick wickets. That's certainly now giving a glimmer of hope for the men in red. Can they pull this off? Flicked away very nicely. This is turning out to be an expensive over. And Ikram Janjua has been all over the place. This isn't really going in their favor. The decision to bring Ikram Janjua at a stage where they could have really applied pressure on the 2 batters. He's been spraying the ball all over. And what a classy innings by Dimutu De Silva. He's still out there. The lone warrior came out to bat at number 5 position. He's playing A gem of an innings for his team. It's going to be another wide. So it's really not working in their favor. And I mean, Omar Arshad, he didn't have an option, to be honest. He had to bring a fifth change bowler because he only used 4 bowlers so far in this contest: Ali, Sabir, Imran, and Asin Tareen. So there was. He didn't really have any other choice. He had to, of course, bring a bowler because Asin is done for the evening. Sabir and Muhammad Ali, all of them have bowled out their overs. It's only Imran Javed, that was one option, who did pick up a wicket. So I think Omar could have really brought Imran Javed before Ikram Janjua because he picked up a wicket. He was economical, gave only 11 runs in his 2 overs. Yeah, just a slight bit of error, I would say. Ikram Janjua coming ahead of Imran Javed. That has not worked in their favor. Beautifully played. That is timed and placed nicely towards the point region. It's a massive over. They're now running away with the show after there was a slight bit of panic, but have a look at this stroke. Mudit Lakshan, the control he's possessed is really admirable. So Mudit Lakshan, now his job is so simple. 21 needed in 32. All they have to do is stay out there. Now, if they're going to lose this game, it will be Mudita, and Mudita will be blamed because there's no need to do anything silly. Yeah, it's okay. That's what you need to do. Just play sensibly from here onwards. That was rather an optimistic appeal. Pitching outside leg. Of course, impact was outside the leg. Good decision by the umpire. Umpiring has been top notch in this game today. They've made some fabulous calls. They've been spot on. The 2 umpires in the middle. Cut away beautifully once again. Make that a 19-run over. And now the match has surely slipped out of their hands. 17 is all they need in the last 5 overs. Again, the control which he's shown. He's just worked it away using the pace of Ikram Janjua, knowing where the fielders are. Gets a boundary. It's 117 for 6. Yeah, here he is. I did mention he could have brought before Ikram Janjua because he was struggling to really pitch the ball in the right area. He was just spraying the ball over. Although he did start off with the 5 wides, that put extra bit of pressure on him. Singles will do the job. So they're on the verge of getting another victory to their name. They did lose 3 quick wickets. They were 93 for 3. And then they were 95 for 6. So they lost 3 wickets in a span of 2 to 3 runs. And Imran Javed, all he has to do now is flight the ball. He needs to flight a bit more. Just entice the batter to go for a big shot. Even if it's full, doesn't matter. But his only job and role has to be now that he needs to make the batter swing his bat hard. He needs to make the batter try to hit a 6. And it's going to happen only if he tosses the ball up. Yeah, it's too quick. They're not going to play a big shot. With this kind of a pace you're offering, they will easily take a single. And that's not what you would want if you're a fan of Evergreen Real Estate. So yeah, somebody needs to tell him. Maybe Danish should tell him, slow it down. Let Mudita Lakshan fall in the trap. Let him go for a big shot. There's not much batting left. We need one wicket and we will run into the tail. So have the faith and belief that they can win the game even from this stage. Kelvin Cricket Club, take an example of that game. Too quick. Easy pickings. He's done well. I mean, Imran Javed, he's such a quality bowler. Of course, he's very consistent. He's disciplined. The way he's bowling now, if ever so the situation was different, these are perfect deliveries. Excellent length, good flight on the ball, very good line. But the situation demands him to really take chances. Give a lot of flight to these batters. In fact, what he's done, he's offered pace. And Dimutu, he's just nicely cut this once again for a boundary. So it's pretty much gone out of their grasp now. He's missed a trick, Imran Javed. He could have really slowed it down, should have taken his chances, but he's done completely the opposite. He's offered pace, and he's made life very simple for Dimutu and Mudita Lakshan. Just the 9 runs needed. Yeah, this is much better, but it's a bit too late. We'll get another couple of runs. Could be close. No, they're lightning quick between the wickets. 7 is all they need in the last 4 overs. It's the captain, Umar Arshad. He's now introduced himself into the attack. Another very handy all-rounder. He just couldn't get going early on this afternoon. And also maybe Umar Arshad could have been a better option rather than Ikram Janjua, because Umar, he's a genuine wicket taker. He comes and gets you those important breakthroughs, but well, it was his decision. He was the captain. He decided to bring Ikram Janjua. Look at that now. That's been hoisted towards cow corner, gets a maximum. And what a way to really seal the deal and win and clinch victory here in match number 13. It's Dimutu de Silva show. That's one way to really close the game for your team and to register 2 more points and stay alive in this competition. It was a good little game. It was a good little passage when they got back into the game, the men in red. But Dimutu de Silva, he really stood tall. He showed a lot of courage. He's a brave cricketer, and he ensured he takes his team over the line. Yeah, excellent batting by the batters of UUDS Tuskers. Thilan couldn't really get going. Akalanka yet again getting a good start to his team. And then you can see that partnership between the two. Dimutu de Silva and Asal Seguir are really taking their team over the line. And what a knock by Dimutu, getting 40 in just 29 with a 6 to his name with 3 boundaries. Yeah, they did well. Sabir Rao, I think he was exceptional. Muhammad Ali was a little expensive this evening. Imran Javed, surprisingly, was not introduced a bit too early. SN Tareen also bowled well. But that one over by Ikram Janjua, that is what made a huge difference. And they went on to lose the game. Extras, that also is a concern. 11 extras, that's a bit too much. Match number 13 done and dusted. Evergreen scoring 133 in 20 overs. Ikram was the top scorer with 33. Ravindra Sanjaya, excellent bowling performance, picked up 2 wickets alongside SN. And in reply, UUDS Tuskers have chased this down comfortably in 16.2, and Dimutu and Asil Segera alongside Akalanka playing a very handy knock to cruise to another victory and getting 2 points and winning the game by 4 wickets. Right, then we're just going to take a short little break, and once we are back, we will be all set with the post-match presentation. Welcome to the post-match presentation of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026. It was match number 13. Evergreen Real Estate winning the toss, batting first and scoring a low total of 133 in the 20 overs. In reply, UUDS Tuskers have chased us down comfortably in 16.2 overs and have clinched a victory with 4 wickets. I would now like to invite our match official, Mr. Preetham, to please hand over the player of the match. It will go to Ravindra Sanjaya, a left-arm fast bowler from UUDS Tuskers. If you could please come and collect your medal from our official, Mr. Preetham. 4 overs, 27 runs is what he's given, and he's picked up 2 important wickets when his team required him to do so. Excellent performance. The fast ball especially, they didn't get uh, want to did
my match we win.
Well, that was a big performance by Ravindra Sanjaya. We're done and dusted with the post representation, but don't go anywhere. Another exciting game is lined up for you. Until then, stay tuned.